Right, we're just going to cast our eye over quite a useful feature in Affinity Photo and all the Affinity software, which is the history or the undo history. So here's one I made earlier where I've turned Save History on, which is accessible from the File menu here. So you can enable it and that will then save the entire history along with all the image data in the document. Now to access the history, we can switch across to the History panel here. And as you can see, each operation that I've performed on the image is stored. So this means I can then roll it back and gradually unpeel all of the editing work that I made on the photograph. And again, we can just bring the slider forward to bring back all of the edits. So that's a pre-existing history. Let's look at creating it with a new document. So I've got a TIFF file that I've opened up here, and the first thing I can do is go to File and enable Save History with Document, which will give you a warning. So you can just click Yes to enable the Save History. So to illustrate this, I'm going to perform a number of destructive adjustments. So I might, for example, use the inpainting brush and get rid of all this foliage here. And then let's do some dodging of highlights on the building itself. Like so. Okay, then continuing our destructive operation, I'll go to Auto White Balance and also, for good measure, Auto Levels. There we go. So Auto Levels produces quite a dramatic tonal shift in the image. And then finally, let's add a vignette to the image. So I'll just tweak the hardness, scale and shape, like so, and click Apply. So there we go, all non-destructive operations. Now, in any instance of an open document in Affinity Photo, the history of the operations we've performed that session will be stored. So we can easily roll back all those changes. But usually, if you then save as an Affinity Photo document, those changes are lost. So you're just left with the final result. However, because we've checked Save History with Document, when we now go to save our document, so I'll just call it Chapel, and save it on the desktop here, I can then go ahead and close that image down, and I'll just close this image down as well. Then I'll open that saved document. And there we go, it includes the save history. So in a completely different session, I can always roll back the changes I've made. So just finally then, be aware that you can also just discard the save history at any time. If your file sizes are getting too big or you decide you don't want to save history after all, you can simply uncheck Save History with Document, like so. So there we go, just a quick look at the undo history and accessing it through the history panel here. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to ask on the Affinity forums, and don't forget to check out the other video tutorials. Thank you for watching.